Not only has the Reformation had a profound influence on the diversity of Christian practice today, but the Renaissance or Rebirth was a period from 1400 to 1600 of significant changes in history, including music. Moving away from the medieval period where every facet of life, including music, was church-driven, you begin to see the church was starting to lose some of its influence. Instead, the kings, princes, and other prominent members of the courts were beginning to have an impact on the direction of music. At first, the music of the Reformation in Germany, written by Lutheran composers, remained very close to the traditional Catholic sources and styles of plainsong and polyphony. Some music retained the original Latin text, other works used German translations, and still others had a new German text fitted to the old melodies. This work was called a contrafactum. The Lutheran Church's most distinctive and important musical innovation became the strophic hymn, called chorale or Kirchenlied in German and choral in English, intended for congregational singing in unison. Just as plain chant was the basis for musical expansion and elaboration for Catholic composers, so too the repertory of chorales became the starting point for a great deal of Lutheran church music from the 16th century until the time of Johann Sebastian Bach and beyond.
Polyphonic composition offered a wonderful showcase for compositional skill, and Renaissance composers took up the challenge with great gusto. But church authorities were not altogether pleased at the new focus on the music rather than on the spirit of the words, particularly when the virtuosity of the music actually obscured those words. Thus, the Counter-Reformation Council of Trent, which met in 3 sessions, established some new guidelines for the composition of church music. The music should not give empty pleasure to the ear, but should direct listeners' attention to God and to the wisdom in the texts. Martin Luther himself composed more than 40 hymns in his lifetime, and in 1529 he wrote and composed the tune for what became known as the Battle Hymn of the Reformation, today called the Mighty Fortress is Our God. Luther desired hymns to be modest and text-driven, derived from Scripture, expressing Christian values, illuminating faith and the gospel message, and lending themselves to congregational singing. Now, to just give you a glimpse into the past with these hymns, I'm going to bring up one of Martin Luther's hymns, and hopefully you'll see how these hymns worked earlier in time. Originally called the Battle Hymn of the Reformation, it was originally sung by soldiers during war against the Ottoman Empire. Later taking on the name A Mighty Fortress, it became one of the most beloved hymns of the Lutheran tradition and more generally the Protestants.